Morning, everybody. All right, let's start off with a good topic. We are officially 5 months, no chargeable accidents, so good job, guys. There have been a couple of minor ones with inanimate objects. All of them are backing related, so please make sure you're checking your mirrors when you have to back, like backing out of the garage. Or if you are in a situation where you're on a road and you need to back up, call us and let us know. Or back up a little bit, park the bus, make sure how close you are, and then proceed. 2 of the accidents were hitting either the garage door or the side of the garage as people were backing up. You guys got to pay attention as you're backing out of your bays.
Our garages?
Yes, our garages, not somebody else's garage, our garage.
I thought maybe they backed into the driveway and hit the garage.
No. No, we should not be in anybody's driveway. Those buses are way too heavy for that. I'm not paying to fix someone's driveway.
I can give you my address if you want.
Tonight, I heard some of you guys talking about it. There is an IMRF meeting from 4:30 to 6:30. If you guys are interested, there is a sign-up link you were supposed to go to. HR sent it out a couple of different times. It's been posted around the facility here. And then once I'm done, we do have a couple of representatives from our 403B program, which is like a 401k, but for public entities. They'll talk more about that. Important dates for April are already sent out. Brandy's going to pass around the letters of assurance. It's that time of year where we give you guys the letters to know if you're coming back for next year or not, and that we plan to keep you hired on. And then also there is one for summer school, so please fill out both, whether you plan to do it or not. It just makes it easier, because if you don't give us anything, we're gonna come and track you down anyways and ask what's your plan for the summer.
Also, if you, please don't rip off the bottom of the form. If you went to your mailbox yesterday, all of the dates for next year, they're in the mailbox already. Kind of big form.
On those letters of assurance, there are dates for the beginning of the school year startup. And as Brandy said, it's also in your mailbox. We also gave you guys the Geneva calendar for next year already, as that's out. A new thing for next school year. So we made it through the half day pretty much with nothing going on other than one bus getting a little too loaded at the high school, no big deal. So I believe I talked to you guys previously that said we were working on trying to find some kind of adjustment with the early dismissals, and it was in the teacher's agreement, and so we were waiting for the contract to open up to make an adjustment. Well, as they're going through those contract negotiations now, they found out it's not in those. So they worked with the high school, and the high school is now gonna get out 14 minutes earlier starting next year. What that means for you guys is everybody can do their entire route on early dismissal. So if you are a 3-tier or have a high school and an elementary, you will be doing your entire route on early dismissal. Nobody will be covering your elementary. Or if you're one of those people that bid on a route that says you're gonna cover this on early dismissal, that won't be there anymore. So if you have a high school and an elementary, right now, you cover your elementary and someone covers your high school route. Starting next year, the high school is gonna get out 14 minutes earlier, because that's our problem right now, is right now, they get out 5 minutes apart. And there's no way any of you can complete your route and make it to the elementary. Next year, with the added time, you guys should have plenty of time to get your high school and get to your elementary. What's that?
Too long.
Until I said something. They had no clue it was causing an issue for us. So I take it I'm the first one to raise the question of why are we doing early dismissal like this?
Well, thank you for speaking up.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
I kind of like
Well, sorry, Nick. The fire lane at Middle School South, so at the very far south side of the middle school, there is a blacktop roadway that goes from Friendship Station, the back of Middle School South, to the front of Middle School South. That is intended to be a fire lane. I was not aware, and the director of O&M was not aware, that there was a sign out there that said small buses could drive down that lane.
I saw
Talked
it.
to-
Do it, but-
Talked to the principal, Mr. Blue at South, to figure out if he knew why that sign was there. And that was from the days of when we used to use Friendship Station as the preschool. And the parent traffic, the buses was too much. So that sign was taken down yesterday, that please do not drive on the fire lane. Even the O&M department does not let their guys drive trucks down it for just safety reasons, with anybody could be walking out there. So if you were using it as a cut through, please do not use it as a cut through anymore. Summer school, we're working on getting the dates for the Geneva Mid-Valley program. You have a private placement school, you already have your calendar. It should have been on your calendar when you picked your route at the beginning of the school year. In December, there was, if anybody was paying attention, there was a change in the classification of marijuana use on the federal level now, not the state. Changing it from a class 1 to a class 3, meaning that the federal has pretty much understood that a lot of the states are changing to make it legal, so they went the same route. However, for you, that still applies, that you guys cannot use it until FMCSA, the Federal Motor Safety Carrier Association, changes that ruling. It is considered, you are in a safety sensitive position, you still cannot use it. That applies to anything that has THC in it, such as CBD oil, so I know that's becoming more popular, giving it to pets or people for joints or whatever. So if it's topical and you're using it or helping somebody use it, if you get it on you, you can test positive for it. So just be careful about that. So the sheets you have in front of you, I'm gonna go through the dates real quick. Monday, August 10th is the first day of route reviews. Tuesday, August 11th is the first 2-hour refresher for the lower half of the seniority. And then route reviews will go back up as soon as that refresher is over. Should probably say, it says 10 a.m. It's gonna start, the refresher ends at 10 a.m. Should probably say 10:30, because you gotta give us time to put the folders back out. Wednesday is the 12th, is our big in-service meeting that will have breakfast, and then the 2-hour refresher afterwards for everybody else in the top half of the seniority list. Thursday the 13th starts route bids. Friday we finish off our route bids. Then Monday the 17th, we do our practice runs where everybody is expected to be here at whatever your scheduled time is per your bid. Tuesday the 18th is I forgot to change it on this one, I think it's correct on yours, it is 8 to 11 training for hands-on training. That's going to be, we're gonna have everybody do bus evacuation, we're gonna do sped equipment, fueling the different buses so that everybody knows what they need to know. Any questions on any of those dates? Okay. Let's see. Please make sure you guys are filling out your pre-trip sheets completely. We record the mileages into our maintenance program, but there have been a lot of them that either don't have a bus number or don't have mileage on them for whatever reason. And as much as I'd like to say I know all of your guys' signatures, some of you sign like a doctor and I don't know who you are. Field trips. If you have a field trip that says you are bus 1 of 3 or 3 of 6 or whatever, if you are anything of anything, you are expected to stay together with your group. We've had a few trips more frequently this year where people are coming back and saying that one of the buses took off from everybody else, and they started out leading, and then all of a sudden, they just took off down the road. Like, unless you guys got separated by a red light for some reason, you guys should be staying together, or if there was an emergency. Well, and they should be, because if one bus is having an emergency, sometimes you've got room where you can fit the other kids on there, and you don't have to sit and wait. So everybody needs to stay together.
Some drivers don't do that though.
Well, that's why we're having this talk.
I know who they are.
But that's why I'm explicitly saying, if your trip says,
I know, I'm just
if
saying.
your trip says you are bus whatever of whatever, because sometimes there are trips where you have, it's 2 basketball buses, but they're different levels, and one wants to go and one doesn't. If it doesn't say you were one of 2, you can go. But as was asked yesterday, somebody was on a trip where it said they were one of 3 or something like that, and the coach wanted to leave. He said, no, you stay with your group.
Yeah.
You are in control of that vehicle, the coach is not. Any other questions on that stuff?
Thank you.
All right, real quick before I pass it over, you guys can follow along on your phones if you would like to. So I've been talking with the technology department about your issues with clocking in and out. And they are working on a solution. Hopefully, they're trying to get something similar to the old clock-in devices, but the new Skyward does not play nice with it, which is why they took the old ones down. So they're working on something. But with all of the troubles we've had, we've put in a couple of tech tickets here or there. They did not realize there was such an issue because they expected if there was that big of an issue, everybody would be putting in tech tickets saying that their phones are acting up or they can't get on. So they thought you guys would be supporting a bunch and they'd have a bunch of them, and we haven't been doing that. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and then I will email you guys the instructions on how to do it. It's not horribly hard. You go to the Geneva 304 hub. So either you go onto the Geneva's website, you click on the hub, you can do it from your phone, you can do it from the computer, tablet, whatever device you want to use. If you're on your phone, I believe this next part is in a drop down on the left hand side. You go to support, services and support. It's going to bring up all these goofy things. You might not have some of the ones that Brandy and I have. But there is one on here, where am I looking at, that will say Tech Help Desk. That is the one you want to click on. When you click on Tech Help Desk, it's going to bring up the Tech Help Desk page. And one of the big things that'll show up on that page says Open a Help Desk Request. When you click on that, it'll bring you to a new page, and it'll have a big icon there that says Submit a Ticket. When you click Submit a Ticket, it's going to bring up a side thing. It's going to say, do you want to do a new event or a new help desk request? Obviously, you guys are doing a new help desk request. And then it just asks for a summary and a description and the building. It also wants a room number. It doesn't matter. We don't have room numbers here. Just put a number in there. Put 0, put 1, put whatever, and then hit submit. What will happen is you will get an emailed receipt that they received it, and then they will contact you through your email. Any questions on that?
If you're on your phone and you have an error message, taking a screenshot of that error message and attaching it to your ticket helps them to figure out what is wrong with your issue. So if you ever receive something where you can screenshot that picture and send an attachment, they like those so they see exactly what you're doing.
Any questions? Ben?
Is this an update, or is this something like a repair job?
This
We're not
is
experiencing issues?
This is if you're experiencing an issue. So like one of the issues I've been hearing frequently is you've clocked in, you come back to clock out, and it says you never clocked in, even though you did. That is something you can put in, saying Skyward is not accepting my clock-ins, and letting them know. Or I'm locked out of my Skyward account for whatever reason, or like she said, any error messages you get where it's telling you no. The only error message that they don't want a repair request for is or a ticket for, is if it's the one that says you're not connected to the Wi-Fi. Because that's an issue between being connected to the Wi-Fi. Unless we actually prove the Wi-Fi is down, then that would be different.
However, if you're locked out, this is what they're gonna tell you to do. You're gonna go here, and it says reset and unlock your account. Reset your password before you send them a link saying that I'm locked out. So,
All right, any other questions before I pass it over? All right. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
Is it just a HDMI plug?
Actually, it's a Bluetooth style. So you just hit the. Oh, nope, go ahead, Monica, sorry. And if you hit the Windows K button. It'll pop up a code on the screen here in a second.
We're all gonna learn this.
You want to start? Sure. So I'll introduce us in a second, but Frank's going to walk around, just grab your info so we can send you our calendar link afterwards, just in case you want to schedule a meeting and talk more. So Frank, you can go ahead and start walking around. Do I need to connect to the Wi-Fi?
To connect to the projector? No, not unless you have something in there. I've never had to do that one to get the projector.
Take them out passing.
Right, start this drum.
All right, so I'll just start if it pops up, then I'll. All right. Oh wait.
Couldn't connect.
Oh, okay. We'll just do without it. It's fine. All right. Had a presentation. It's okay. It'll just be 10 minutes or so. Basically, what we help with is your 403B, which is a version of a 401k for you guys. So just gonna give you some information on your retirement benefits. So it'll be, like I said, 10 minutes. I can answer questions on other things as well. So just fire away if you have questions. Basically, your retirement benefits consist of two components, your IMRF pension and then the 403B. I'm guessing you're all aware of the IMRF pension. Yep. Show of hands, how many people are familiar with the 403B? One or two. Yep, that's pretty common. So IMRF is mandatory. You have no choice. Basically, any non-certified staff position in a school district in Illinois, you'll automatically be enrolled in IMRF. Hopefully you guys love it here and stay here forever, but if you went to another school district and took a similar role, your IMRF would automatically follow you there. Basically what a pension does is it provides you a salary in retirement. So you're gonna get a check every single month. The way they determine your pension in retirement is based on your years of service and your average salary. Okay? The longer you work, the more money you make, the bigger the pension benefit. There are two tiers, Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 1 is anyone that started before 2011. So January 1st of 2011, you're Tier 1. Anyone after that, you're automatically Tier 2. The only difference in the tiers is the years they use for your average salary. So Tier 1, they're going to take your 4 highest earning years. Tier 2, they take your 8 highest earning years and get an average for you. The other difference, Tier 2, you cannot collect until age 67. Tier 1, you can collect as early as 60. So just maybe a difference on when you can start collecting those retirement benefits. The formula for so you're gonna have an average salary, all right? Let's say your average salary is $50,000. You're gonna get a percentage of that. That percentage is based off your years of service. It's a little complicated, but basically years 1 through 15 are worth 1.67%. Anything after year 15 is worth 2%. So if you work 20 years, it's like 33% is what you're eligible for of your average salary. Okay? I'm gonna pause there. Any initial questions on IRMRF?
What was the first 15 years? What
It's
percentage?
1.67. So each year you work is worth 1.67, so it just keeps accumulating. Once you get to year 16, every year after that is worth 2%. I think later tonight or this afternoon there's a presentation on IRMRF. We do not work for IRMRF. We do not work for IRMRF. We help with the 403B, but since we help so many educators, staff members in the district, we're just very familiar with IRMRF. So I'd probably say they're still the experts, but this is something we talk to every day about clients. If you have other questions about IRMRF, you can ask me today. You can also attend that presentation later. Okay? So if you think about your retirement, pension's gonna fill, let's pretend it's a bucket. Pension's gonna fill a portion of that bucket. Social Security will also fill a portion of that bucket. But those things probably won't provide you with your full income you're typically used to receiving. So the district offers you one other benefit, which is called a 403B. Now, how many people have heard of a 401k? Right? Yep. You are not eligible for a 401k. That's because you have to work for a for-profit company. Think of the commercials you see on TV. State Farm, Amazon, Starbucks, etc. If you worked for one of those companies, I'd be up here today talking about a 401k. Since you work for a school and nonprofit, your retirement account is just called a 403B. They are very, very, very similar. The difference is what you do for a living. All right? Just to help paint the picture, let's say you guys decide to become policemen, firefighters, the mayor of a town or village. I'd be up here talking about a 457B. So this is all determined by the IRS based on your employer. Here's what you can save into. Geneva is obviously a school district, so they offer you a 403B. The 403B is completely optional. Okay, so none of you are enrolled in it unless you met with someone, set up an account, and started taking money out of your paycheck. Basically though, it's a retirement account there to help supplement your pension. As I said, pension's mandatory. It's only going to provide a certain percentage. We probably need something to help supplement that in retirement. We can't retire off just our pension. So the 403B allows you to take money out of your paycheck, save it into a retirement account, and you can access it in retirement with your pension. For the 403B, you get to decide how much you want to save. You can do as low as $25. There is a maximum of $24,500, so it's a pretty substantial amount. But you can do $50 every paycheck, just so you have something coming out and getting you used to saving for retirement. The good news is you can change those contributions whenever you want, so you can increase, decrease, or pause it at any time. That money would go into the account, and then there's investments that go with it. If you love investing in finance, you can handle that yourself. Most people work with us or one of the other 403B companies. There's about 7 or 8 different 403B companies that you can work with. We represent 2 of them. So you do not have to work with us. We are just one of the options. We do help a tremendous amount of staff though. Okay. There is no match. A 401k typically has a match. The school district does not offer a match. It's just your own money that's going into it. But that's very common within school districts. 99% of school districts in Illinois don't offer a match. So don't worry, it's not just Geneva. It's basically across Illinois. There is no match to the 403B. You can access that money as early as 55 or 59 and a half. So if you retire and you're 55 or older, you can take money out of the 403B. If you are still working here, you would need to wait until after 59 and a half. But if your pension is, let's say you can't access it till 67 because you're tier 2, you can take from the 403B at 65, let's say, and live off that for 2 years until your pension turns on at 67. Okay? So it gives you some wiggle room there. Obviously, you need to save enough money so that You can build up the account, just, you know, you can live off of it, but it does give you a little bit of flexibility there. Basically it. Any initial questions? Yes.
So the 403B is the same as the voluntary contribution, right?
Oh, thank you. That is a great reminder. So, how many of you are aware of the voluntary additional contributions? Okay. So better referred to as the VAC, a little bit shorter to say. The voluntary additional contributions is something through IMREF. There are some slight differences though between the VAC and the 403B. For example, the VAC is after tax money. All right? So it comes out after tax has been taken on your paycheck. That money will grow. You will be taxed on it when you take it out in retirement. With the 403B, you only pay taxes one time. So a 403B is going to be a little bit more tax efficient than the VAC. Yes?
I understood from the IMRF, the 10% that we put in was already taxed. That when we pull that out, the only thing we'll be taxed on is the 7.25 for the years of service.
So are you talking about the pension or the VAC?
The VAC.
The VAC.
I put in 10% every year for like 12 years.
To the VAC?
10 years.
To the VAC.
Once I pull that out, like January 1st and January 4th, that was already taxed. They told me that the only thing I'd be taxed on was the interest that occurred from day one to the beginning of my retirement.
Correct.
Not the money that I put in that was already taxed.
Yes, exactly. So let's say you put in 50,000 to the VAC. It grew to 100. You would have to pay taxes on that 50,000 of earnings. Okay. So it is technically partially double taxed because you already were taxed on the first 50,000 that you put in. You are going to be taxed again on the 50,000 of earnings that you have. So there is a trade-off there of what's more tax efficient. Where with the Roth 403B, for example, you're only taxed one time on the money. Okay? So I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other, but there are some differences between them. The other thing with the VAC, you do get a guaranteed interest rate. It doesn't start until 1 year after your contributions. So they give you like a stated rate of 7.5%, which is great. But any contributions you make, you don't get the interest until a full year later. So just some trade-offs there. You know, if you have the capacity, doing both is probably a good strategy because it creates different buckets of money for you. So that's the VAC, and the maximum there is 10%. The 403B allows you to save above and beyond that. So if you have the capacity to save more, it's just an additional avenue that you can do, or like I said, do a combination of both. Any other questions?
How long
Yes.
has this been available to us, the 403B?
It's been available to you the whole time. It's been available to you since day one. The tough thing is, it's not always well marketed, I guess, or well communicated that it's available to you. But yes, it's been available to you the whole time.
And there's no maximum, right?
Correct.
And then.
Well, sorry, there's a maximum of
Oh, that's right, you did say that.
24,500.
24,500,
Yep.
yeah. And then it's just like market rate, whatever, as far as interest.
So the interest will vary based on the investments. So I'm not going to go into the investments today, but you can have it very safe, you can have it more aggressive, but that will determine how much it grows by.
Okay.
Yep. All right, any other questions? So what we typically do is we sit down one-on-one with individuals to go over this, kind of recap what I went over, but maybe more information, you know, talk about your situation specifically. Like I said, the big thing is there's no minimum. The pension and VAC are great benefits, but there are some limitations there. So having multiple avenues to help you for retirement, that's why this is also available to you. And it's pretty flexible. You know, hopefully you love it, stay here forever. If you did leave, you could take this retirement account with you, just like your pension will come with you. You can move the 403B to another job. So a lot of flexibility. It's not just limited to Geneva 304. Our company works with the majority of Chicagoland area school districts. We basically work with everything but CPS. But if you went and changed careers altogether, this is your money. You can always move it to that new career. So it's very flexible. So yeah. Anything else?
All right, what's your company name?
Yes, so our company is Equitable, or Equitable Advisors. So So what we will do is, Frank has been grabbing your contact info. It's not required, it's completely optional. We're just gonna send you a follow-up email with our contact info in case you have any questions, and a calendar link which you can use to schedule a virtual meeting. We can meet back in person here or a phone call. Again, completely optional, but at least you have our contact info and a calendar link in case you want to talk one-on-one. Cool? All right, I think that's it then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think Frank's got some. No, that's fine. More people. You guys can keep going around while we're. Yeah. What were you trying to do?
Anytime after 55, you retire, you're good to take it. If you're 57, you're still working your.
We'll have to look at that afterwards. All right, any other questions on anything before I pass it over to Brandy? All right. So you're Brandy, but I'm not sure you're gonna get the projector to work. Oh, it works.
And that's IRS.
So it works.
Most Americans, they were allowed to take their money early. You get that all the work out, that's why they put the penalties, that's why they try to wait, make you wait. Yeah.
Okay. So, school bus security. Okay. So the purpose of school bus security training is to ensure that all staff, monitors, and bus drivers are responsible for student transportation fully understand the importance of maintaining a safe and secure environment. This includes preparing everyone to recognize and respond to emerging risks, such as unauthorized individuals attempting to board a bus, suspicious activities in and around the bus lot, and the high-risk community events that may impact routes. Just to mention something quickly with that one, this past summer, we had a male and a child come to the lot, almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They just would park and then walk around. Just walk around. And it took us a couple weeks to get security to come out here and actually talk to them and the police out here to tell them that they can't do that. So, just because we live in Geneva doesn't mean that different things are gonna happen here. But yeah, so we are very vigilant. We watch everybody. We do have new cameras on the lot, in the parking lot, and around the building. So the lot is always being watched. We also have a security guy, I think his name is Will. And he comes here, he works Wednesday through Sunday. So from like 3 p.m. to midnight, he's here. So if there's any problems, we do have his number in the office, but I could say his name wrong. It might not be Will. I don't remember his name. I have a business card. I have his business card somewhere on my desk. I don't remember what his name is. But he's in a white pickup truck.
Yes, he is.
So it's labeled with Geneva, so it could be older guy. All right. So anyways, he is, yes.
Very friendly guy.
So the training is going to help us to respond quickly and consistently to threats, communicate with dispatch, and also ensure the safety of the students. It's going to reinforce the importance of adhering to district policies, maintaining detailed seating charts if your bus has one, and then using communication devices properly, documenting incidences, which we are constantly working on. We are still not getting students written up. So if an incident happens and it is a safety issue, the student has to be written up. Just coming into the office and saying, can you pull my tape? What do you think? My answer is going to be, write it up. I can't send a video over to the schools if I don't have a write-up with information about the incident. Yes, we could observe, but again, you are on the bus. When it happened, you have to write the situation up. because the vehicles we serve, vehicles serve as a controlled environment where drivers and monitors are responsible for the well-being of students of all ages and needs. Who can tell me what are some external sources that contribute to a security issue? External sources, things that are not out of our control.
Oh, like a dog running in front of the bus, is that what you mean?
Yep.
That's happened.
So criminal activity, so when the cat converters were stolen out of the buses, that's an external situation. Vandalism, targeting our school transportation, external. Traffic-related dangers, you said, dog ran out, there's a parade going on, traffic, hazardous road conditions. Those are external sources. Who can say some internal concerns?
Behavior.
There you go, behavior escalations, conflicts between riders, medical issues that need immediate attention. A proactive, well-trained team can prevent small issues from escalating into emergencies by recognizing the warning signs. What are some warning signs? A special needs child gets triggered. What's some warning signs? Stunning, loud voices, banging, kicking. Okay. You also have other things that can tell you for external, when your drivers tell you, hey, there's an accident here, you're gonna avoid that. So there's a lot of things that can help us to avoid the situations, because again, if you don't listen to your drivers, your peers, and they say, hey, there's an accident, and all of a sudden now your student is going to be set off because now you have to reroute without you telling them that they have to reroute. Okay, or now I'm delayed and now I'm stuck in traffic and now I can't get home. Okay, so now I'm upset. Again, not your fault, but these are things that you could be avoiding. If you were listening to your peers, you could have rerouted earlier, told them that you're rerouting, we're gonna get home faster. We won't be stuck in traffic. Maybe we have one student who loves the flashing lights. Okay, so maybe you don't wanna go to those things because we don't wanna trigger them, get them all excited because they see flashing lights. Just things to think about. Driver responsibilities. So, driver responsibility is to maintain security as they control the vehicle environment and are responsible for continuous situational monitoring. All right, so you're going to conduct a thorough pre-trip of your pre-trip inspection, checking mechanical or irregular theories, signs of tampering, hazardous conditions. Again, your pre-trip is most important because if anything's missing or if anything's damaged, because again, we don't have a fence, we don't have anything locked up, anybody can come on our lots. Yes, we have cameras and we have a security guard, but anybody can come on. When I first got here, I did learn of somebody getting on the bus and getting inside the buses and open up the extinguishers, fire extinguishers, all over the bus. So again, we don't have the security to where it's blocked off and people can't come on. So you just gotta do your proper pre-trip. We stress about this all the time. Where was I? Sorry, ensuring doors and emergency exits are functional. Why do we want to make sure that happens?
So they're secure.
Well, you're right, but okay, so what if my door is malfunctioning and I have an aggressive parent coming to the door?
Yeah.
And then they can just pull the door right open and now they're on. Okay, so it's not just to, properly function the bus. You want to think about the security things. If there's an aggressive parent and they come on, you want to make sure everything's working properly so that they cannot get onto your bus. Maintain awareness through mirror scans. I monitored with a driver a couple weeks ago. She is constantly scanning. She had so many stories to tell me because she scans her buses all the time. She can tell me when parents are coming in and out of their house and how long they stay in their house. But she at least knows where everybody around her, okay? So again, being aware of your surroundings, you can know if there's a suspicious vehicle. Somebody called us a couple years ago when I first started here and was not in an administrative position, and they had a vehicle that was following them at every single stop. You have a vehicle that's following you, what are you gonna do?
And it's usually, it was a parent, right?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, really?
It was a male and a female that were just in their vehicle and they were at every single stop. So, you don't let your students off. So keep the students on the bus, you keep on moving. The one I think you're referring to, was last year. And yes, there was a parent and got the police involved. That was a different scenario. But I was given another one where, the people actually eventually left. But again, if you have a common vehicle that's going to every single stop, that's something you want to take note of. Enforcing your rules regarding standing passengers, communication duties, notifying dispatch of the first sign of a threat, providing clear location information, remaining on the bus unless instructed otherwise during emergencies, maintaining seating charts, behavior cues, and yeah. What I was gonna say with that one is, sorry, I had a thought and then I just forgot about it. So come back when I remember it. Happens a lot. It's okay. All right. Nothing else to do, yep. All right, so that's for drivers. Now, if you're on a bus and you're the only person, drivers, you're gonna be both, driver and monitor. If you're lucky enough to get both of them, you got a team, okay? And you have to work together as a team. Monitors, you support security by maintaining supervision with the passengers. You're managing interactions, ensuring students comply with behavior expectations. Someone said yesterday that you're the bouncer. You're the bouncer.
Bouncer.
That's what somebody said yesterday. The monitor was bouncers. So, they play a crucial role when transporting special needs students. You need to know behavior supports, elopement precautions, medical requirements. You want to remain vigilant and watching for early escalation signs. I know we mentioned this earlier, so I'll just do myself. What are some signs of escalation? Again, like I said, them stemming, kicking, rocking, screaming, banging the windows, throwing things. I mean, in all honesty, don't give anybody something that you're going to throw. Trying to stand up, trying to get out of their securements. These are all signs. And then in emergencies, so reasons of why escalations could happen is sensory overload, conflict between students, or attempts to move toward a restricted area of the bus. I mentioned yesterday, it doesn't happen to us, it has happened before at other schools, but again, elopement is a big thing. If you know that your student elopes, okay, I know that we don't put them on your route sheets, I don't always know if they're elopers, but if you've seen them elope out of the school, that's a good cue that they like to elope. If they were in a securement, probably because they like to elope, they like to run away. So you should never be getting your students out of their securements until their staff or parents are at your bus. Okay, that's one way that you're not going to elope. Okay.
Randy,
Yes.
it's a little bit.
What's eloping? Running away. When the student likes to run away from you.
Nothing to do with marriage.
Huh?
Nothing to do with marriage.
No. No, I'm hoping students are not getting married now, unless you have Bob's bus whose students like to propose to everybody. But anyways, no, elopement means that he or she likes to run away. Okay? They don't want authority figures around them, so they are going to run. If a student does get off your bus, what are you going to do? You're going to call it in first thing, okay? If you have a monitor and a driver's taking the communication part, the monitor is observing, in the sense that you want to know where that student is going. Unless you're a marathon runner and you're athletic and you want to go with them, but you're not going to touch them. You're not going to chase them down and tackle them. You can run next to them and kind of get and talk to them and try to get him to stop and come back to the bus or go back home. But again, you basically want to know where they're at. Just saying.
How far are you going?
Hey, there's stories in here where again, like you always know, I worked at a school, and there will be teachers who just run with them for blocks. Your whole idea is that you want to get them away from oncoming traffic, but you can't tackle them, you can't touch them. We're not a physical, we don't do that. So basically, you have to verbally talk to them and try to de-escalate them. Again, you come back to the bus, or again, you call in, we call the police, they kind of meet them there. Again, there's the protocols, but again, if you have a team, it's easier, obviously. On big buses, I mean, kids get off the bus all the time, so I mean, if the kid starts running, I don't think you'll understand if they're gonna be eloping or not, they just get off the bus. This is more towards small buses with students who are in the equipment.
That'd be a good runner. Good exercise.
Those guys could run, yes.
If you do have a eloper on your bus
Uh-huh.
and the person getting the child at the bus, is ready for them, still be on the lookout because sometimes that person who's really getting them is not really paying attention.
Yes.
I know Tommy took off like.
Right, but once that student's off your bus, mainly what you're gonna do is make sure you don't run the kid over, because that's a responsibility of the teacher. Once they are off your bus, that responsibility of the teacher, they should have been awake, they should have been like ready and focused to know what was gonna happen, okay? So if they get them off the bus, just be careful, don't run anybody over, and just go, because now it's their responsibility.
I know when I went to pick up, I was like, are you sure? Are you positive? I'm at a fitness store.
Yep, so, again, now if this happens, proper documentation has to be done. You have to write it up. Sometimes write-ups are coming to us after 48 hours. It's very important that we get those like the next day. If you can do it and write it up before you leave, that's great, but if you wanna go home and get your thoughts out, again, I understand that, but it should be back the next day. Things that we get like 24, 48 hours, like, I mean, you gotta address it right as soon as it happens, okay? Yes.
If a student is coming to the bus and is being escorted by 3 or 4 teachers, what are your options there? What should
You
they
have
be
to
saying?
observe the student's behavior. You have to observe the student's behavior. Just because they have 3 or 4 people walking the student out to the bus, it could just be that they're trying to keep him from eloping. Maybe he was just got done with the behavior and he showed signs of safety to where they knew he was gonna be calm when they walked into the bus. If he can get on it doesn't matter, they can get on the bus and sit down and get in his securement and be calm, you're taking the kid home. At any point that he's being walked out by however many people, 1, 4, 3, 10, if there's any signs of physical aggression or anything that may become an unsafe situation, you're not taking the kid home.
You see your door can't open.
So,
Sorry.
it's just one of those things you have to observe. Because again, just because, again, you have 4 teachers walking a kid out does not mean that he's going to be aggressive. More than less, they want to go home too. They just want to get out of the building, they want to get away from, and actually those 4 people can be setting him off. So if they're on him, holding him, I mean, maybe what he wants is just get on that bus and be alone. Sit in his seat, get in the bus, go home, and that's it. So making the determination that he's unsafe just because he's got 4 people, 4 escorts, I wouldn't say that I would still take him home. So. Did I answer your question? You good?
Kind of.
Did you want me to say don't take him home? I can't say that.
Well, my point is, I think what they're supposed to do is if there's a big problem with the student, they're supposed to call the parents and not put them on the bus.
Okay, I understand that. So, but if the kid, just because they had a big problem, okay, let's just say a scenario. He needed to go to the bathroom and they said, no, I gave you that time at 2 o'clock to go to the bathroom. It's now 2:30, your bus is here, we're gonna go. Okay? If they can get him to calm down or have him go to the bathroom, why are we gonna say, no, you can't get on that bus? Just because if they were able to de-escalate the student inside the building, but now they're gonna take precautions just to walk him out to your bus, why can't you take him home? I'm just saying. Again, if you see him walking out and he's kicking the teacher, he's hitting the teacher, he's screaming, you can see anger inside of him, that looks like an unsafe scenario, so that I wouldn't want him. You can call dispatch and say, hey, he's looking aggressive, he's hitting the teachers, what do you want me to do? We can call the school and say, hey, what's the situation? How is the student doing? Is he safe to be on the bus? Okay, we can do that way. So we're working together as a team to make sure that nothing's gonna happen. But he was walking out, I don't care if he's got his head down, I don't care if he's droopy or whatever, still take him home. Because he's not hurting anybody. And if he gets in the bus and he doesn't hit you or kick you, again, take him home. But if he gets on and he kicks you and the teachers are still there, it's like, nope, we're done. He's not safe, he's not calm, he's not ready to ride the bus.
Just look for horns.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I recently had a student, it's happened twice, where the teacher's like, you know, it took a while to get him out. They're like, we're not sure we're gonna put him on the bus, but would you be okay if he does? I'm like, I've never had a problem with this student. Usually when he gets on the bus, he's completely fine. I mean, he was, like what you said, aggressive towards the teachers, calling them when they got off the bus, bye poopy pants or whatever. But once he got on the bus and he was in his seat, he just wanted to go home.
Right.
And he stopped. It was completely silent.
Right.
But that's,
You gotta make a judgment call.
yeah.
But if you as a driver who is by yourself and you feel that he cannot get on the bus safely, and you feel that anything can happen while you're driving, you gotta make that judgment call.
Yeah.
So. We already talked about elopement, so I can skip this one. Skipping along. We're almost done. Alrighty. Staff must manage a wider range of behaviors and triggers. Behavior escalation can stem from sensory overload, we talked about that. Peer conflict, if someone's getting bullied, if someone's talking to them and they don't want them to talk to them. Someone's talking too loud, somebody's using inappropriate language. You want to address this as much as we can. Move the student's seat, write it up, we can send it to the staff can take care of it, administrators at the schools. But again, if we have to move them, we can move them. Monitors should use preventative techniques such as structured seating, calm communication, and use the sensory tools when appropriate. I know some students have sensory things on your bus. This year, not a lot of people are using them. If it works for you guys, it's great. If you need them, I still have them. And then general education students become disruptive and triggers distress nearby students. Again, if you have a monitor, hopefully they can help de-escalate the situation. If you're a driver by yourself, you're going to be a superhero and you are going to take care of everything on your own. Okay? Scenarios. If you participate, this could go by faster. What are you going to do? We already talked about this one. If we have an aggressive parent climbing on your bus, you guys all told me you were going to lock them out, you won't let them on the bus, and you'll call dispatch. We don't want to run the parent over or anything, but again, don't let them on the bus. And last month we had a driver do that. They just opened the window, talking to the window. He wouldn't even let the student on the bus yet until the parent walked away from the bus. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. Do not let anybody on your bus when there's somebody aggressive coming towards you. Protect the students, protect yourself. Making sure that door does not open. That's why we want to make sure our pre-trips, they all work. When you need to reroute due to a traffic, we were talking about, let's talk about all of these already. All right, cool. Okay, but we're not done. I had to wait until they left. Okay. I told everybody this yesterday too. Okay? The hub is a very informational page. No one uses it. So when you guys were surprised that you had the 403 for you guys, and many people don't even know about the voluntary IMRF, if you go to the hub and explore it, it's so much information. Someone told me yesterday, can you send me step-by-steps, Brandy? No? Because if you just go into the hub and explore a little bit, you'll find it yourself. But anyways, if you go to the hub, and you can be at home on the Geneva website, just go to Geneva 304, go to staff, go to the hub. Now we're on the hub. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, you've got two things. Reset your password, you got the Skyward, help desk. But if you go over to district sites, go to the business office. This little thing right here, payroll. This is tax season. Every year, since I've been here, 4 years now, everybody's come up to me. I need to update my federal. I need to update my Illinois. I've got to update my IMRF voluntary. Payroll helps you with everything, and we don't have to do it in the office. Okay?
Like changing your dependents and stuff like that too?
Everything, dependents and everything, I think is through Skyward. Okay? I'm talking about, oh, yes, sorry. On W-4s and federal, yes. This is also, you can insert the information, you don't have to write. Matt mentions we're all doctors in here, our signatures and writing numbers and everything is not always clear. Type in the information, There's no errors. You have direct deposit information, keep scrolling. There's the federal, right up there, federal in Illinois. Fill it out, print it off, bring it to the office, we'll send it over through internal mail, you're all done. If you wanted an estimator, there's 2 things right there that helps you out to estimate what you always want. People have come up to me and say, Brandy, I don't know how to fill this out, how do I estimate? I don't know either. I don't work in HR, I don't work in payroll, I work in transportation. So, if you go there, you can tell you right there how to figure those numbers out. Keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down. Again, more icons, same exact thing, deposit, federal. Jury duty. If you have jury duty, guess what? You get to keep that $17, whether it's a check or a credit card. We pay you here, but they will deduct the $17 from you. Okay, I said it's 17, I don't know what it is now. But you do have to fill out that form. Print it off, complete it, give it back to us in the office, we'll send it over to HR, you're all done. IMRF, if you want to enroll or update things, there's your form. Okay, 403B, why everybody was here today. Go ahead and click on that. If you didn't feel like you got enough information from them coming here today, go to this page. Okay? Gives you all the information. If you go on right over here, it's the 3rd one, providers. He was 1 of 8. Okay? So, he was 1 of 8. If you go here, he was the top right one, equitable. You have 7 other people you can go through. Okay? So you don't have to go through them. You want more information, you need to do your own research. Okay? I told her that yesterday also. You need to go there and do your own research. Yes, you can go talk to him, answer your questions, everything. He was very nice, took his time out, came here and spoke with us. But if it wasn't a fit for you and you want, there's 7 other companies you can go to. I know it's very small print, but if you go home and look at it, it's bigger print. I'm just saying. And again, more questions, more answers. Just gotta look. I tell somebody maybe some reading material before you go to bed. I don't know, I don't talk finances. So here's an option for you. But the hub is tons of information. Okay? One more, I'll let you go home. I'm almost done. We're in the hub. I want to be in the hub. Transportation. Talk about it all the time, right? Okay. Transportation. Driver monitor resources. Scroll up. Safety meetings. This is Geneva's Transportation YouTube page. If you were to ever miss a training, this is the video you need to go to. And then if you look, all of our trainings are in here. Every single video, all the way back to when they started recording these, okay? So if you go back to, what was last year, 25? Yeah. Here it is, the first one right over there, May 5th, 2025.
Good morning, everybody.
Stop talking. That's the IMRF meeting was last year. So if you can't make it tonight, you can watch that video. It's on our YouTube page. Okay? Now, if you have questions, obviously go, because she can't talk back to you. But go watch the video. All of the past videos. If you ever wanted to call me out on something, there's the video. Okay? They're all on the page. You just got to go back and look at it and review. Okay? And again, the hub. The hub has all the information you need. I always say I need to update it because it still has a holiday thing in there. Don't look at that. Okay? Okay? Any questions? Okay. Have a good day. Thank you.